Hey everyone out there, I hope you guys are getting an excellent start into your May. Today I have a review here, which we haven't gotten into reviews and God knows how long. We had the Sunoco Camaro, so now I figure it's time to bring things full circle, get some reviews going, get some views going, generate what I guess the people want. I know we have a lot of haul videos that we made, but we have not going back to the real bread and butter of the channel, and that's more reviews, because that's what I get. I think everybody wants that because we'll get more viewership that way, obviously. And shorts, obviously, people have been watching the shorts a lot, but today I have an awesome model for review. That is the GMP, the Camaro coupe, and I will be getting Redline out to review that probably today, either today or it's going to be tomorrow. But yeah, I just got two 18th scale models. I got this and I got Redline recently. So I'll say this: I like Redline, but this really ranks right up there with my favorite Street Fighters. I can say that because I like the unique motor treatment this car got compared to a lot of the Street Fighters out there. So first off, I'll show off the box. Here's the side here. I really liked what GMP did when they first refired the molds of all their stuff. This was when GMP got back into the game, which they were really bringing some of the illest diecast out there, that they would be cranking out some good stuff back then. So getting pretty decent stuff today. Not like when it was when it first got started, but they're doing pretty good. Here's the stats of this car if you want to read that. But here's the other side here with the, I guess, the pit crew. So yeah, I really like the thought GMP put into the first editions of their Street Fighters. It's nice to see them doing stuff like this when they first got going. I'm not to say Acme doesn't still do a decent job, but there are definitely, from what I understand, people have said some quality control issues on some of the newer Acmes. So when they first got started, compared to some of the stuff now, but they're still good. They're still good for what you pay, $100. Depends on if you're buying a new Acme or if you're buying the older stuff. Certainly, I think the new stuff is good, but yeah, it's pretty decent. This car, really nice. Let's get onto it here. So exterior it just wears this nice silver, just like this metal flake. It looks so nice, and that's why I have the black turntable. Well, I'm using a placemat as a turntable, but there you go. Rolls on a set of these nice Kinesis wheels. They look really, really good. They don't actually, do they? Oh, they don't have the Kinesis logo, but they are the Kinesis wheels on this model, because usually they have a logo on those. They have nice red lines around here. The red lines, they add a very nice touch to this little setup. So I like that the brake caliper stays stationary. The brake disc spins, but on a lot of the Acmes, they can never get that right. The brake caliper always winds up spinning with the disc. But the Camaro, they got that right. So nice little touch. That definitely affects a lot of my final thoughts on these models. A lot of times it's nice to see that. It's a detail I nitpick about, but it's definitely one that is worth definitely noting on a lot of the modern Acmes that come out. Cough cough. Redline that I'm going to review does that as well, so it's a little annoying. But the front of the model, very nice. Got this metallized splitter in the front. I'm not really sure if it's actually metal. I'm not gonna bend it to find out, but it looks like this passes as metal. I'm just gonna say, if this is indeed plastic, then they damn sure did a good job giving it that really. It actually is. Oh, damn! I'm feeling it's cold. So yeah, that's actual metal. Wow. So they actually made the front splitter with that. That's cool. So there you go. Got the nice ducts in the front, gives that front end that purposeful look. Got the tow hook in there. You got the mesh grill. Of course, there's no badges on this model because it's meant to be that clean, just like the business type of look. So that's the whole deal with this model. Is always what this is supposed to like be. Basically, it's the whole business type deal. Get some nice headlights. You know, the only thing that would make this front end better is if they smoke tinted the headlights. That would be super cool. That's all I'm saying. That would be the one thing that would really set off that front end that I can just say. But otherwise, pretty cool. The front wheels, of course, they do steer. I believe they click into place. No, they're loose. They actually connect to the steering wheel. So front wheel steer. And again, just they did a good job on this entire piece here. Back end here has the bottom fascia is blacked out. Again, they did a very good job. As I said, I know I gush over a lot of these GMPs, but this one just stands out from a fair amount of my Street Fighter collection. Blacked out rear. So again, this thing looks very purposeful. Looks like it's ready for a track day or whatever have you. So yeah, this is a pretty high-tech, badass piece of machinery. It looks pretty good. I'm not going to lie. I love it. So, there are no side markers, which, okay, so the one thing I can say about a lot of these Camaro models, the one thing that bugs me is that when they make these with side markers, they're always stickers. They're never, it's not like they can't mill out the body to have a side marker when they do these, but this Camaro casting, they never have side markers. And when they do the side markers on these models, it really shows when they just do stickers or decals or tampos or whatever you call them. So that kind of shows on this model when they do that. And Big Red especially has that, which it kind of bugs me, I'm not going to lie. I am a bit of a stickler on that. So before I'll show off the engine real quick, and it is quite the centerpiece of the model. It looks really good, and what I like about this model is that they at least gave this unique engine treatment. If I can get the hood to play ball here. There we go. Okay, so I really know a lot of people. Somebody complained about my lighting in my video, and eventually I do want to get a Halo tripod for my video setup so I can actually have one of those round like Halo light discs that will light up my model. So inside here you have a twin turbo. I'm going to assume that this was the L88 platform back then, because this model hit around 2016 or 15, I believe. So this model probably hit shelves around 2014, I'd assume. So my assumption is that this would probably be around the L88, not LSX, but L88. So supposedly they, on the box, the stat says this is a 1,100 horsepower motor. But it's nice to see this big old, this plumbing, this everything done in here. Very convincing on the metallized finishes that they have. So let me zoom in here if I can. Nope, I can't. So for some reason my camera won't zoom in while I'm doing a video, but that's fine. My phone, just that drives me insane, but here's that. It looks so good underneath here. And of course, like all the GMPs, you have the multiple points of articulation on the hood hinges, which is good. They're not the spring and scissor ones, but it works like a real hood hinge that you'd see on a muscle car, and that actually makes these open a lot better. They're a lot less. You have a lot less of a risk of getting a gravity effect where the hood just falls down on its own. So it's nice that they have these hinges. A lot of models that usually aren't in the subcategory, they don't usually have those unless you're spending this kind of money on a model. And I mean, again, GMP, pretty comparable to Auto Art, but of course they don't offer nearly as much of a variety as Auto Art is going to. But still, GMP definitely pulls through with the muscle cars for sure. And I forgot to mention, there's a ducktail spoiler out back, and you got this little metal extension. Again, what I like about this is just the unique factor. The fact that they don't really do this kind of thing right now on the Camaros, as far as I'm concerned. A lot of these Camaros don't really have all these accessories like they did on this one, and that's why it's different. And honestly, I'm probably not going to buy any more Camaro Street Fighters after this one because it's kind of getting stagnant and dull. So this one actually keeps it more interesting. So you got that fire size fill plug in the back, that big old fill bottle that for the fuel cell back here. Looks good. So pretty nice model again. So again, guys, leave a comment down below on some diecasts you've seen, what you want to see reviewed next, possibly, I don't know, somewhere we can take the channel in terms of reviews. Let's open the driver's side door. Again, these open very solidly. The trunk, that kind of stays open, but I wouldn't leave it open because eventually it's just going to start going down because of the standard hinges it's on. But most trunks usually have those kind of hinges anyhow. So interior wise, looks good, looks purposeful. Nice racing buckets. I like when they get their Street Fighter interiors. I like when they actually make them like an actual race car. What I like to see is that when they do the Street Fighters, I like it when the interior is more changed up rather than them just putting a bunch of stuff and leaving the interior all stock. It's just a personal preference I have, but it is nice to see a non-stock interior when they are making these kind of cars, because a lot of times when I think of a Street Fighter, I usually think of a race car most of the times, or something that's along those lines. And to me, this definitely has a more racing feel to it, to say the least. Got the full-on roll cage. Again, it's nice to see this is not just a reskin of another Street Fighter, and a lot of times they are same engine, same whatever, where they just pulled everything out from the parts bin. And again, because I'm nitpicky about a lot of my models I buy from GMP. But yeah, inside looks really good. Got the kill switch now. I'm going to assume that's a kill switch on the driver's side. That's got to be a master controller, a kill switch. That's what the box says, so my assumption is that little thing is a kill switch. But yeah, I got the door panels there and nice chrome steering wheel. Again, all looks pretty good. There we are. So there's that side. And then moving on here on the other side, I always try to lift these by the roof a lot of times. If there's a roll cage, I try to avoid the roll bars. But there we go. There's that side. Again, got a floor-mounted console and got a nice-looking shifter. I know the lighting is not good. I'm sure someone's going to say something, which that's why I need one of those halo light tripods I've seen for my phone. And that way I can bring up some brighter lighting, and that would be so useful right now. That'd be useful because this interior does not show very well. And in fact, I could just open the other door and see if that actually helps. Yeah, I kind of get some more lighting in there, but there you go. There's the interior. And I guess I'll real quickly just pan around the other side here. But there you are. So yeah, pretty good looking interior there. And again, the doors shut nice and solid, which a lot of 1/18th, the doors are usually going to shut really weird, like way too tight, or they're way too loose. But these actually shut pretty nicely. Here's the base. And very nicely done. And by the way, no working suspension, but that doesn't really matter to me. But I mean, a lot of times I like having it, but it's not bad when things are just static. And here's the serialized plate. I wonder which, I kind of wonder which number I have. I don't see it on here. Either I can't make it out or my vision just sucks. But I can't see what serialized. I mean, I'm sure they have a relatively low production number on this, but it's not super high. Okay, so anyway, here's the base. Got that stock car styled exhaust. So it looks good under here. Full on die cast metal base painted up for sure. But a full die cast metal chassis, and honestly, this model is heavy. And I'll put this back. But yeah, it looks good under here. So, that is my review of the GMP Competition Coupe Camaro. Final thoughts on this model. Grab it. Don't hesitate. You find it at 110, 120, grab it. It's just going to make your Street Fighter collection all that much better. It looks awesome, and especially the stance. I like the way these sit. This one looks good. It'll definitely make your Street Fighter collection stand out, because a lot of times where they just do your standard V8, where they don't do turbos and that kind of stuff, it's nice to see this, that it's not another reskin and all that. I mean, yeah, I have Big Red in terms of Camaros, but that's kind of like a Street Fighter on another level. However, this one also does stand out. And like I said, I don't buy a lot of Camaro Street Fighters. Big Red is one. This is another exception, but it's likely I won't get any more. Rhino is just a little more run-of-the-mill, just another LS swap that I've seen at a million car shows in a 69 Camaro. So again, this is nice to see, something unique, something different. So, and yeah, we're at about 20 minutes here, and I've been yammering on more than I should, but that is my final thoughts on the GMP 18th scale Camaro Competition Coupe Street Fighter. Great model. I probably would give this a full 10 out of 10. It looks good. It's probably one of GMP's first, when they first got refired, probably their best. So that's all I got to say. And there will be more reviews up, so don't worry. I'm not going to take another hiatus. I'm going to try to keep some reviews coming. And I will catch you guys later. See ya.